Okay, welcome back to Positive Tarot Wisdom, and I'm here tonight to interview Magic Mickey. And let's just give him a few seconds. Now live. Okay, so please visit Positive Tarot Wisdom on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and positivetarotwisdom.com for your more in-depth and personalized tarot readings. Please click on subscribe and like my videos on YouTube, and there's a lot of insight that I get to share on a daily basis. So please don't hesitate to click on subscribe and leave your comments whenever, okay? So let's see. I will better add Mickey. Let's just give you a few seconds. So today you will see that the latest forecast that I have was you will see on YouTube later, a lot of the fire signs would have, there's a lot of fire energy. Fire signs, namely Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo, would be experiencing a very critical moment tomorrow. It's actually, even in the, I guess in the Philippines, there's like, today's like September 10th. So should you be a fire sign, you will be facing a lot of you know let me just add tomorrow. Okay, so it looks like Mickey's about to join. Let's just give it a few seconds. Watch my video. Okay, Mickey, so I'm not so sure if you hear some feedback there. Don't forget, you need your headset, otherwise.
Oh, no, I forgot my headset. Wait, I just turned the fan off. Is that better?
Yes, it's better, so much better. But I
Do
don't
you want me to
want you
grab my
to.
headset?
I don't want you to swelter from whatever heat you have there, though. So,
Oh, my
everyone,
fine.
welcome, Magic Mickey. Welcome to Positive Taroism. Now is the opportunity for us to interview you. So, your first question. Your first question would be, please tell us a few details about yourself.
Okay, so I'm turning 32 tomorrow. Actually, my birthday is 32.
Happy birthday! Definitely
I mean, my
happy.
birthday's tomorrow.
Everyone, announcement.
32. Thank
Happy
you.
birthday, Mickey.
Thank you. Hi, Nadia. So yeah, the last 13 years I've been a server and bartender, and it hasn't been till quarantine that I've had the time to kind of realize that like I've been a chameleon to people. I found that I'm an empath and I'm very, thank you, happy birthday. I'm very highly sensitive and attuned to emotion, and I've been kind of a chameleon at how I'm a people pleaser, and I change who I am to make people happy, even if I don't like them. So what I've come to the realization with is that starting tomorrow in 32, going forward, I'm going to start doing things for me. And it's been a
Mhm.
big change and struggle to have to realize that you can be around the energy, but you don't have to take it on. So for me, it's like learning
Right.
to stop that energy before it overtakes me, because I've always just let it. I didn't know any different. So I'm kind
Mhm.
of doing what I need to do for that. And tarot has been a great tool to kind of access a different a different look to this same situation. You know what I mean?
So it's you've had a lot of experience, especially customer service type of experience. That is your industry, and you've dealt with
Yes.
a lot of difficult people. I get that. I sense the energy, and you're able to control it. I mean, there are moments when I did customer service too, and you bottle things up. That's not
Yeah.
easy.
No.
But you actually touched into tarot. So what made you interested in tarot, and why were you drawn to tarot to begin with? I mean, what was the origin behind that? What's your story?
So I can't really tell you like where I first was introduced to tarot. It was sometime younger.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've had my like cards read when you're like in high school and you just kind of go with everybody. We skipped school and we
Mm-hmm.
went to Newport and we all got our cards read, and it was just kind of like a fun thing to do.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't
Okay.
until 2 years ago I just kind of, I don't know, obviously tarot has been having a huge resurgence in the last couple of years, so it's been popping up kind of in a lot of new
Mm-hmm.
places. I mentioned to a friend that I thought it was very interesting, and she went behind behind my back, and she bought me a tarot deck without me knowing, and gifted it to me on Christmas 2 years ago. And I've just been kind of teaching myself ever since, like watching videos, listening to podcasts, reading books. I'm a Virgo,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm very like task oriented and I'm very
Right.
organized. And I really
Right.
felt like I wanted to have the foundation behind it before I started, using my intuition. It's not until very recently that I've been reading, and it's almost like you have
Hmm.
to take everything you've learned and throw it out the window and just
Yes.
kind of learn a flow with it. You know what I mean? So that's just
Hmm.
kind of where I am right now. I feel like I have gotten that flow down pretty well. It's
Hmm.
honestly like something you can switch into. Like you feel a difference when you're just like hitting your flow with everything, and it's like kind of autopilot, which is what I like to do. But I needed that
Right.
time, you know. I really think that I had to do those 2 years of just like that foundation work, just like with anything, you
Hmm.
know, if you're going to be an artist, you have to take art history first and like kind of know how it all works and why it all works so that you can change it and do it your way, you know?
Right. So you mentioned that your friend went behind your back. So what was that first tarot deck then? What I mean, I'm
It
just
was the
curious because it's
Rider
like a
Waite.
surprise. Rider-Waite
It
Smith.
was the Rider
Okay.
Waite. She said that she went on just Amazon and Google tarot decks, and of course that's the one that was the most popular. So she said, you know, I kind of just went for the most popular. She didn't know anything about it. I'm glad that
Hmm.
I learned on that deck. I don't use it much anymore, but when you are introducing yourself into tarot, like probably like 90% of the information out there is going to
Hmm.
correspond to that deck. So it was almost like a heaven sent that I got that deck because I got to learn all the fundamentals of that deck,
Hmm.
being the most popular. And then you can kind of grab a new deck, and I feel like every deck talks to me a little bit differently.
Right.
So it's almost like once you know the fundamentals of that Rider Waite Smith deck, you can kind of use that knowledge, but then you gotta roll with what you're hearing from the new deck too. So they're all a little bit
Hmm.
different, I think.
So the esoteric knowledge that you receive from the traditional Rider-Waite Smith deck, the Golden Dawn, that's their style, and that's
Yes.
their influence. So it's just
Yep.
that was your first. I get you. A lot of us, that's our first tarot deck. So now, interestingly enough, since that's your first, what is your favorite tarot deck as of the moment? What do you like?
So I don't have a ton. I have the second one I bought was the Tattoo Tarot, and out of my
Mm-hmm.
4 decks that I have, like I love that one aesthetically the most. I love the
Okay.
artwork. I think it's beautiful, but it's a lot harder to read because it only has the cartoon aspect in the major arcana, and then the minor
Mm-hmm.
arcana just reads like a playing card deck.
I see.
So that,
Okay.
yeah, so that was a little challenging. So I kind of had to put that one back for a little while. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
once I get a little bit stronger, that one can kind of be one that I use. The one that I found the most success with, though, and I've told you this privately, is the
Mm-hmm.
Crow Tarot. I
Right.
forget who makes it. It's a more newer tarot, but
Yes.
it's based on the Rider Waite Smith. She uses all the same symbolism and she just changes all she takes out all the gender and people and
Mm-hmm.
replaces it with crows and ravens. And I was telling you
Mm-hmm.
privately that I felt like I had a block with the idea of gender because
Right.
just because a card is masculine or feminine doesn't necessarily have to mean that it's a male or a female.
Mm-hmm.
It's somewhere on the spectrum, you know what I mean? Like just because I present male, I still resonate very strongly with a female presence in my own self. You know what I mean? So it was
Right.
hard for me to kind of
To
go off
limit, I
that off.
guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it was nice to have those crows. They kind of lifted a little bit of a pressure off my shoulders, and I feel like
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten a lot more out of it.
It's interesting. I've seen the Crow Tarot. I'm so tempted to Google it right now, but for everyone's sake, the Crow Tarot is available on Amazon. You can get it to your
I have
local
it right here. They're
bookshops.
beautiful cards.
Oh, there you go. Yes, they are very, very nice. I mean, that's like the Seven of Cups right now. I can see it. It's
Yeah,
interesting. Yeah,
they're
those are
gorgeous.
very nice. They
But yeah,
are.
that's the one I like to use. I mean, I think it's just getting comfortable with a deck, really spending time with one deck.
Mhm.
If people are watching this that want to get into tarot, spend time with your deck every single day. Even if it's not reading, just look at the pictures. Like I will just pick them up and I try and do it before I even touch my phone in the morning because it's like locking the imagery in your brain so that when you flip that card in a reading, it just comes like
Mhm.
a lot quicker.
It's just to acknowledge the people that are watching. I've seen a few cute people clicking on hearts on us. So, hello, beautiful people. Hi.
Hi, Robin.
Just so
Hi,
you.
Lauren. I don't know if Lauren's still watching. Robin, I love Robin.
So, tell us more. I mean, you said that you've been learning a lot on your own, and you kind of mentioned it in the past that it's self-taught. So, if I were to have a reading with you, what is your reading style? How do you engage your querent? I mean, if I were a querent, how do you use your tarot cards, and how would the conversation sound like?
Yeah, so I mean, I am still very early on in my journey of being a reader. I like to think of it more though as like a practitioner rather than a reader, because a reading I
Mm,
feel like makes it feel like the querent is sitting there and is just going to get spoken at. And I've been
right.
to readings where it happened, and not that you don't get stuff, you know, everybody reads differently and you can get stuff from every reader. Um, but for me, I'm an empath and I'm very sensitive and I'm a highly sensitive person. And it's
I
not
can
till very
attest to that.
recently.
Definitely, you
Yeah,
are an empath. I can attest to that.
for sure. But you know, the crazy thing is that I didn't really know that until very
Hmm.
recently. So it's been like kind of fine-tuning things to how I have to see them in order to not, like I said earlier, go into that place
Hmm.
where I'm taking on the emotions of other people. So for a reading,
Hmm.
something that's very, but you know, very close between two people, I really have to make sure that I'm in the right mindset. First of all,
Mm.
I have to make sure that
Hmm.
I have my little smudge and stick, and I have to have all my
Right,
things just,
right.
you know, Virgo
To create
energy.
your space, right? To create your space. I
Exactly.
get you.
But
Hmm.
then once I'm reading, yeah, I really like to read in a place of love. So like I don't like to think of the tarot as negative or positive, because
Hmm.
the tarot is a journey, and if we put a negative and a positive aspect on each card, then we're just looking for those bad cards to be like, oh, what the hell, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Instead, I like to think of each card as like a lesson that we have to get past. You know what I mean? So if maybe the
That's
card
right.
is negative, we have
Hmm.
to think of it in a way that we can make it positive. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Um, I just feel like it's very important to, like, when you see something that might be a hard couple of days or what have you with the reading, you want to make sure that you're giving them a sense of building them up, not just giving them the information. Some readers like to just give the information. It is what it is. I like to
Hmm.
put, because of my emotional state, I like to put
Mm.
a little bit of frosting on the cake,
Of
so to
course,
speak.
of course, I get you. So you're
Um,
able
but
to
my
balance out. Mhm. No, sorry, I interrupted you. Go
My,
ahead. You were
no,
saying
no,
something?
it's okay. My readings are just very. I like to start a conversation. I like to flip the cards
Mm.
over.
Hmm.
I kind of don't really look at the querent. I like to kind of look off on into my own spot and just say what I
Right.
see. That's the first, however long it takes, and then from there, I like to really build a conversation and open the gates. You know, it's
Hmm.
almost like a therapy session. You know, before there
Right.
was therapy, people used tarot cards. You know what I mean? So like,
Hmm.
it's definitely a good way to open up a conversation that could change the perspective of the person that you're reading for.
That's right. Because I mean, I sensed since the beginning, since we started talking, that you're able to balance the positive and the negative. And you're right. You may be putting a little fluff in the reading because people are different. Some people get really easily scared. Some people are just, it's okay, just give it to me without any sugar. But
Exactly.
I think that's a very, very good style. And now, I'm just curious because you did mention that. Actually, just to give you guys a background, even like the Seven of Swords in the Rider Waite Smith deck, he looks really cunning. He looks suspicious. But the truth is that card's message is saying, you can't take all the swords. Be smart. Be strategic. Just carry all five of the
Right.
swords. Just come back for the other two later. So
Right.
in line with that trail of thought, do you have any personal messages for our fellow tarot readers and say viewers that aspire to be tarot readers? I mean, you have more experience now than most people that are viewing us because I have a different crowd. So my question is yes, do you have any words for them, those are aspiring to be a tarot reader?
If you have any interest at all, it's something that is worth looking into, because it's a pack of cards. At the end of the day, it's going to cost you $20 on Amazon, and you
Mm-hmm.
never know where it could lead to. So even if you don't necessarily, you know, I never really knew if I could make it to like reading for other people, because I was like, this is something I know nothing about. But what I've learned is that, like, you don't even really need to know anything about the tarot to be intuitive and kind of have a feeling. The first thing I did when I opened my pack 2 years ago is just
Mm-hmm.
looked at every card and kind of tried to think of what it could stand for before I even looked at anything else, you know? And
Mm-hmm.
it didn't happen every time, but for a lot of the cards, I was dead on, you know what I mean? And that's not just me, that's our intuition speaking to each
Right.
one of us. So if you're interested at all, and also don't be afraid to look at a lot of different information and avenues, because I've read two books, and one will say completely different thing than another book for a card. And you kind of have to choose between them. You know, it's not that it's bad information. It's not that it's wrong information. It's just information, and you can pick and choose. That's what I love about it. It's kind of like customizable. You know what I mean? You
Right.
customize it to yourself after you know those fundamentals, and that's how you start reading and getting intuitive with it.
So it's if you so you would suggest that it's very prudent for people to look into the fundamentals, because there are two types of fundamentals out there. So it's the Rider-Waite-Smith, the Golden Dawn, Rider-Waite-Smith style, or the I haven't even tried the thought deck yet. I'm not going there. That's I think it's more complicated. That's what I heard. But a lot of people
It's
like
a
it
lot
though.
of information.
Yeah, and
I
it's
mean,
just no, go ahead. You were saying.
I read from, again, I like to read from a place of like, I'm not like out there hippy dippy. This is going to happen to you. You're
Mm-hmm.
going to meet this guy and marry five people. I don't really think, in my personal opinion, that the tarot tells us the future as much as it suggests a future that we
Right.
can manifest if we want to, or we can steer clear
Mm-hmm.
of if we want to. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So for when people kind of look at it as like, oh, I want to go get my fortune told, I want to know all this stuff about the future. We don't. I don't. There are people out there that I'm sure have that ability, but I certainly don't at this
Yeah.
stage of the game.
You don't know
All I
yet.
can.
Not yet.
That's
It's
true.
not
That's
yet.
true. But at this stage of the game, I am not Raven Simone yet. um,
Maybe a little more, just a
yeah.
little bit more.
Wait. Yeah, totally. Yeah, I don't know. It just it's been such a fun journey, and something that like when those dark times come, I can kind of just pour myself into it, and like it's just fun to learn about. I don't know if it interests you in any way. I suggest highly
Hmm.
ask questions, reach out to me or anybody. There's so many people. I've met so many people too, you know, including yourself.
Well, I'm the most random of them all. I am certain. But
Really.
that's a very good point. It's just that it's interesting how you get drawn to tarot. Honestly, I grew up as I mean, I'm Roman Catholic. I'm still Roman Catholic. I grew up as Roman Catholic, and we're not even allowed to look at tarot cards. And it's like they keep
Wow.
saying it's the tool of evil, and I go, okay, I'm a steer away from that when I was young. But then there's always this nagging feeling that you want to learn about it, and lo and behold, yes, I'm very intuitive, and I learned a lot from using the cards, and now I have my YouTube channel. So
That's awesome.
now at this point, since you have your crow tarot, I was just wondering, maybe we can draw a couple of cards for everyone as a general message.
Yeah,
One
sure.
card for you, one card for me. Let's see how we're going to synergize. Because just you guys would know, I will be collaborating with um, Magic Mickey for basic readings very soon, general readings, especially for depending on the elements that we're going to discuss. And that would be interesting because I've done synergistic readings with Nadia, also known as Labori_Bruja, and I will be doing readings with Tuned in Tarot, also known as Pearl, starting tomorrow. But now let's do just one card for our loving audience, and let's find out
Sure.
what's a good general message for everyone. Well, evening in New York, morning in the Philippines, and maybe Japan and parts of Asia. Let's find out what we have for them. Let's see. You be the first draw, and I will compliment your card. I mean, what I'm going to do is draw a card from the top of my deck, and it's up to you if you want to draw anywhere from your deck. Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm sorry, Mr. Eric Murphy. I'd be doing collaborations with you too, and I think I would love for you guys to collaborate too. I'm connecting everyone. Brett, thank you for joining us from California. Uh, okay, looks like we're building a crowd here. That's not bad. Again, everyone, I have my guest, Magic Mickey, and he has his own page. He will be promoting his page a little later to share his social media information. So when you're ready, I'm ready to pull the card for everyone. What
Okay.
is your card? Hmm.
Let's see what we
Let's
got.
see. What we got for everyone. Is it?
All right, so I got the Three of Pentacles, so or the Three of Coins. I like to say coins. This means
Hmm.
that in the next few days, there's going to be a sense of a plateau met. We're going to meet. Something is
Mm,
going to feel like we've accomplished what we've been set out to do. So in the next couple of days, it's really
hmm.
important to sit in that and be proud of yourself. You know, the journey is far from done. The three is very early on, but we are going to hit a plateau where we're going to feel like we have accomplished something, you know, that crow is eating those cherries. He's enjoying his hard work. And it also has to do with community. So you're not going to be alone in this. You're going to feel like a sense of community helping that has helped you to reach that plateau. So sit in it and enjoy it. What else?
That's very detailed. That's very, very detailed. It even has cherries. I like it. It's very detailed. It's
Yeah, they're just so pretty.
oh, that's very cool. Mine though is more of a, let me just pull this. A protection message.
Okay.
Page of
Right.
Pentacles, reverse. So you may have successful projects. That's good. But then don't rest on your laurels. Don't waste your money after that successful project. Don't be this irresponsible Page of Pentacles who just goes, oh, I was very successful. You know what? I have a lot of money right now. I'm gonna go on Amazon. Yeah, don't be that Amazon spender like me. Don't be like me. That's the thing. This is an earth sign, and you pulled an earth sign. So this is actually a strong message for all earth signs out there. So Capricorn, Virgos, and Taurus, continue to be frugal. Don't be like me.
Totally.
Don't spend too much on tarot decks. Don't be like my friend Nadia, who spends a lot on her Amazon cart too. Just giving that shout out over there. But it's also a strong message for everyone to accept the fact that everyone's going to have a very successful project. If ever you're working on something now or tomorrow, because these are minor arcana, it will be successful. Just collaborate with people. This collaboration alone, I mean, right now is successful. I love the fact that you joined us, Magic Mickey. And now's the portion of our show for you to announce your social media information for people to follow you. So how would they follow you? How would they find you?
Yeah, so right now I've had an issue with kind of feeling very overwhelmed at all the things I want to create. So I've figured I got the Eight of Pentacles reversed as my card of the day the other day, and I took that as a sign to kind of not be such a perfectionist and really put my time into one avenue. So
Virgo.
So right now I'm going off of my Instagram. I just made a new one. It's Mickey William 111. There's only 6 pictures right now, but I have a lot of stuff coming down the pike. I have a podcast that I'm working on. And then yeah, I'm planning on doing readings there. So yeah, please follow me on Instagram, Mickey William 111. Yeah, there.
Okay, Mickey William 111 on Instagram, just like Positive Tarot Wisdom on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and I have my website, positivetarotwisdom.com. This video would be uploaded on YouTube as well. I'll put this exposure on YouTube. I'll do it on the different pages. And the world would love to see our collaboration. And I look forward to further collaborations with our fellow tarot readers. Maybe we can do like a 3-way screen eventually, or a 4-way screen, and everybody's just going to argue. Or we can do a Zoom meeting. Exactly. Or a Zoom meeting. Yeah, we can do that. So for the people in the Philippines that are watching us right now, I guess it's good morning to everyone. For the people in New York and Eastern Pacific, good afternoon. And honestly, I appreciate you joining us tonight, Mickey, and we look forward to having more collaborations with you. And again, everyone, wear your freaking masks. I'm done with this plague. That's all I'm saying. Okay. So yeah, any other messages for our viewers, Mickey? Anything else for them for tonight so we can close off?
No, this was fun. I'm glad that we did this finally, and happy Wednesday to everybody out there. You said it was Thursday somewhere already, right?
Yes, in the Asian region, yes, it's already Thursday.
It's already my birthday there.
Yes, it's already. You get to celebrate your birthday twice. So again, happy birthday to you. It looks like this is a very strong kickoff, and I love the fact that we drew both earth signs, and it pertains to you. Your project will be successful, very, very fitting, very successful, but make sure that don't rest on your laurels. Always push forward, be innovative, think of new things every single day. It's never going to stop. You don't stop. Okay? All right. So again, thank you for joining positivetarotwisdom.com. Magic Mickey, everyone. See you guys later. Bye.